What's poppin', y'all? What's poppin', y'all? What's poppin', y'all? Boop, boop. We live, we live, we live. Oh, and we just chatting too. Shit, yeah. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Give me a minute right quick. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm just moving it over for right now. I know y'all really can't see the greenness like that, but y'all already know I still gotta turn that bitch on. Yeah, totally, dude. Wow, smacking on this chili, boy. I'm still surprised I got some left. Well, I'm still surprised I got a little bit left. Before I hit that chili up, I gotta smoke. I don't have to, but I want to. Shout. That's what I'm being to do. 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 This nigga. Get up. Come up. Okay. Let's get down to the get down. All right, all right, all right. All right. Put this right here. Put these. Blah, blah, blah. Good, what the? Right there. Well. I'm gonna put it on right. Go with it right here for now. All right. There we go. All right. Damn ball. Don't need this, so that can go right there. Boom. Charger. Sorry, y'all. I'm about to get off, y'all. Hold on. Boy, I was about to say, who the fuck got a Game Boy with triggers on the back? Like, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Man, I hate when hoes' body looks so good and they be having faces like, what the fuck is that? Like, I hate this shit even more. Hold on, bro. Like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Where the motherfucker at? Right here. You don't see me calling? Stupid looking ass. Hey, yo, not for real, that's funny. I'm trying to think, what time I got off last night? It was around like 10-ish. Even if this phone was off, I was supposed to get that notification on the other one. I don't care. I'm not really tripping. Real talk. I could see if it was a life or death situation. Bitch, it's just life. It's not no death. Oh shit. Hold on. Bruh. Step in the car. Okay. Back. Down. Subscription. Hey, yo, what I was watching last? Aha! I don't remember finishing it. Because I never remember these videos over here. There we go. I'm about to say, what a preview at? We're going to start it.
Someone reveals that Hydra has been destroying S.H.I.E.L.D.'s past for years, so it's fitting that the Hydra missile literally destroys S.H.I.E.L.D.'s history, its original building. But this is a...
Still that reference.
Zola reveals that Hydra has been destroying S.H.I.E.L.D.'s past for years, so it's fitting that the Hydra missile literally destroys S.H.I.E.L.D.'s history, its original building. But this is a watershed moment for Steve. It is the moment of the movie where he realized that he can no longer live in the past. Afterwards, Steve and Natasha escape, but the concept art revealed a much more dramatic shot, which seemed inspired by this famous John Byrne X-Men cover, which was later imitated by George Perez on this cover from Crisis on Infinite Earths. And of course, all of them are imitating Michelangelo's The Pieta. And then we go to the Alexander Pierce reveal scene. Now notice that when he opens his refrigerator door, we see a bottle of Newman's Own Dressing, a brand that was started by Paul Newman, who was Redford's co-star in films like The Sting and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. So this scene where he discovers the Winter Soldier waiting on him is a deliberate callback to Robert Redford waiting on the shadowy CIA operative in the movie 3 Days of the Condor. So this callback makes us expect for Redford to once again be the good guy here, until he says,
"The timetable is moved. Our window is limited."
Now, in the audio commentary, the Russo brothers talked about the greater meaning that this scene has.
Someone comes into a place thinking they'll be alone, and somebody is already there, which is slightly symbolic of the fact that Hydra has been there all along.
And while the Winter Soldier shows up unannounced, so does Steve.
We need a place to lay low.
Everyone we know is trying to kill us.
In fact, the scene of Steve and Natasha showing up at Sam's apartment to recruit him is also taken from 3 Days of the Condor, where Robert Redford forces his way to Faye Dunaway's apartment. Now, this is actually one of the most crucial scenes in the movie because it is grounding for the characters. The Russo brothers shot the scene using long lenses, so only the actors are in focus, and like the rest of the film, it's shot handheld to give it a documentary style that makes the characters feel more real. Also, in this scene, Steve is never in the frame by himself. They are always shooting dirty with another character in the edge of the frame. So this is subtly showing us that Steve is no longer alone. Now this is also an important scene for Natasha. It's when she begins to turn from being an instrument of the state to becoming a free thinker.
When I first joined S.H.I.E.L.D., I thought I was going straight. I guess I just traded in the KGB for Hydra.
This foreshadows her info-dumping S.H.I.E.L.D. secrets on the internet at the end of the movie, but also her turn on Iron Man in Captain America Civil War. And it also shows us that she is always looking for a way to redeem her past sins, setting up her eventual sacrifice in Avengers Endgame. When Sam shows them his wings, she mentions Bakmala, a city in Afghanistan where Sam and Riley nabbed terrorists. Now the wings are being kept at Fort Meade, which is about an hour outside of DC. In the first draft of the screenplay, Sam was actually just going to fly by and nab Sitwell, but the gradual reveal works way better. So they're always shooting dirty with another character in the edge of the frame. So this is subtly showing us that Steve is no longer alone. Now this is also an important scene for Natasha. It's when she begins to turn from being an instrument of the state to becoming a free thinker.
When I first joined S.H.I.E.L.D., I thought I was going straight. I guess I just traded in the KGB for Hydra.
This foreshadows her info-dumping S.H.I.E.L.D. secrets on the internet at the end of the movie, but also her turn on Iron Man in Captain America Civil War. And it also shows us that she is always looking for a way to redeem her past sins, setting up her eventual sacrifice in Avengers Endgame. When Sam shows them his wings, she mentions Bakmala, a city in Afghanistan where Sam and Riley nabbed terrorists. Now the wings are being kept at Fort Meade, which is about an hour outside of DC. In the first draft of the screenplay, Sam was actually just going to fly by and nab Sitwell, but the gradual reveal reveal works way better, and is also replicated from 3 Days of the Condor. Redford gets to Cliff Robertson by using Faye Dunaway as a proxy, just like how Steve and Natasha use Sam. Sitwell is talking to Senator Stearns, you know, the pain in Tony's ass from Iron Man 2.
Priority is to get the Iron Man weapon turned over to the people of the United
So bad. He is played by the great comedian Gary Shandling, creator of The Larry Sanders Show. Sitwell name drops some Easter eggs, you know, potential names for Zola's algorithm.
Sparkle cleans everyday messes, and it will clean out your piggy bank.
They're a very high quality iron. One best iron in the game.
Another good iron. Can I just show you what a move is?
Ooh. Hey, hold on, y'all. Hold on right quick. Hold on.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. With SUVs for life's adventures, trucks as dependable as the people who drive them, EVs to charge up a summer of no limits, and American legends that need no introduction. This summer, Chevy drives America.
Now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing, plus an additional $3,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado.
Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
When your question is actually a bunch of questions.
When's the best time this weekend to host a backyard barbecue, and what's something impressive I can grill that I don't have to stand right next to the whole time?
Just ask Google.
Man, Stephen Strange, anyone who's a threat.
But remember, this was also released 2 years before Stephen Strange's car accident occurred in the MCU. So at this point, Zola's algorithm just read Stephen as an exceptional person who could be a threat someday. In fact, there's another fun connection to Iron Man 2 here. Just before Stephen's accident, he is looking at a particular case.
I've got a 35-year-old Air Force colonel, crushed his lower spine and sent him to experimental armor and thoracic burst fracture.
Now, the going theory is that this soldier who was wounded is actually this guy in Iron Man 2, getting the spine snapped and Justin.
Oh yeah, and I
remember
I remember him saying that shit last night, and I meant to say that oh, people were saying they weren't even talking about that. They wasn't even talking about that. They was talking about fucking Rhodey when he fucking crash landed after fucking Vision hit his ass. You feel me? Like, that's what they was talking about in that movie. It's like, if I'm correct, like, let's vibe for a second. If I'm correct, no, like, can I find a way to do Google, whatever. Anyways, if I'm correct, didn't Civil War come out before Doctor Strange? Didn't Civil War come out before Doctor Strange? It did. It did. Boom. So yeah. And look, I hate that that's the theory, like the golden theory, and he didn't even bring up that shit was from what? Okay, look, okay, that was in 2016, right? Boom. He talking about some shit that happened 6 years ago, my nigga. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Cause he talking like it just happened type shit. You feel me? Or it happened some days ago. Nobody finna bring up a fucking case from 6 years ago. And if I was Steven, I would've said, fuck that nigga, man. 6 years ago, he dead. I can, you waste my time and then another fucking worthy patient might pop up? No. Sorry. Get him out of here. Sorry. That's why I don't mind him being an asshole about certain shit back then, bro. I understand why. But he was just egotistical and money hungry, so that's different. But yeah, like that's crazy. They say that's the golden theory when they talk about it like it's just happened, and nobody ever thought that. Well, some people did, because that's how I figured it out. That's how I figured it. I ain't gonna lie. Some people was talking about it, saying that, oh yeah, he was referencing boom, you're looking for this. The nigga who's talking, I think he said that shit because he always used to use that fucking meme. So I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm probably crazy. But this, wait, my fault. It'll make more sense if you were talking about this area right here. Cause think about it. You think about what he described, and none of that shit happened in these previous movies. And if this shit happened in Age of Ultron, they're gonna get S.H.I.E.L.D. to fix it in the first place. You feel me? They don't need you. And around this time, S.H.I.E.L.D. was gone. You know, S.H.I.E.L.D. was off the board, but S.H.I.E.L.D. was still on the board then. But like S.H.I.E.L.D. I think, because they didn't even try to step in for the Accords. I ain't see them, or they wasn't even referred to all movie. So yeah. I just think they were referring to this time frame instead of this time frame. That's just me.
Hammer was designing this armor at the behest of Senator Stearns. And by the way, if you want to get into the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there is a terrific arc that takes place in a computer simulation person who could be a threat someday. In fact, there's another fun connection to Iron Man 2 here. Just before Steven's accident, he is looking at a particular case.
I've got a 35-year-old Air Force colonel, crushed his lower spine in some kind of experimental armor, mid-thoracic burst fracture.
Now, the going theory is that this soldier who was wounded is actually this guy in Iron Man 2, getting his spine snapped in Justin Hammer's armor. And remember, Justin Hammer was designing this armor at the behest of Senator Stearns. And by the way, if you want to get into the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there is a terrific arc that takes place in a computer simulation where Hydra actually wins. And then we get the best fight in the movie, the freeway fight. It begins with a Winter Soldier tosses Sitwell into the same Penske rental truck from earlier, which the Russos joked was driven by the Punisher, a man with an agenda. And notice this awesome detail from Canadian Lad. Begins with a Winter Soldier tosses Sitwell into the same Penske rental truck from earlier, which the Russos joked was driven by the Punisher, a man with an agenda. And notice this awesome detail from Canadian Lad. Natasha listens to Bucky on the roof, so then she's able to dodge his shots, and then she pushes both Steve and Sam out of the way of his next two shots. Now when Bucky rips off the steering wheel and door, Steve then uses his shield to protect everybody from impact and keep them safe, showing again how Bucky and Steve are polar opposites who end up canceling each other out. Now the Russos talked about how this sequence was actually inspired by the bank heist in Michael Mann's film Heat. In Heat, the scene is about a bank heist going wrong that spills into a shootout in the street. In that scene, you slowly feel the noose tighten around the crooks as the cops close in tighter and tighter, which is exactly what happens to Steve and Natasha and Sam in this scene. Now, to imitate the feel of that movie, they shot everything over the shoulder with long lenses to create intimacy in this shaky cam feel. Now, one of the reasons this sequence feels so real is because the stunt team worked hand in hand with the camera team. So each movement was articulated through the perfect camera movement.
So by the time we got to set, we had a very complete stunt viz of the sequence, which made it much easier and quicker to shoot.
So going back to Natasha listening to Bucky on the roof, the fight is filled with little details that show her attention to everything happening around her. For instance, when she's running away, she sees Bucky's shadow on the overpass ahead, so she knows to run for cover. And then she turns around and nails him right in the eye, but his protective goggles saved his life. Now, Sebastian Stan's famous knife flip was not CGI. He actually trained with the knife to get that move down pat.
Just kind of like walking around the house for a while, just sort of flipping this plastic knife. I mean, I was like driving in intersections and just flipping it in the car.
Now, Hydra normally uses the Winter Soldier in secret, under cover of darkness, but in this movie, they call him out twice in broad daylight because, like, this is the mission for them. They have spent 70...
When I heard them niggas say call the acid, I was like, yeah, this nigga Rumlow is pissed. Rumlow was trying to handle that shit by himself. He was like, oh nah, man, he fucking over strike. Hey, bring in WS, please. This nigga's got me fucked up.
Around the house for a while, just sort of flipping this plastic knife. I mean, I was like driving in
easier and quicker to shoot.
So, going back to Natasha listening to Bucky on the roof, the fight is filled with little details that show her attention to everything happening around her. For instance, when she's running away, she sees Bucky's shadow on the overpass ahead, so she knows to run for cover. And then she turns around and nails him right in the eye, but his protective goggles saved his life. Now, Sebastian Stan's famous knife flip was not CGI. He actually trained with the knife to get that move down pat.
Just kind of like walking around the house for a while, just sort of flipping this plastic knife. I mean, I was like driving in intersections and just flipping it in the car.
So he probably just did that shit just for the hell of it. That was probably an improv moment. Cause I was wondering why he would flip the fucking knife coming straight out the sheath. Like, I understand that shit. I was like, who you trying to flex for? He's like, fuck yeah. Like, what was that for?
And then she turns around and nails him right in the eye, but his protective goggles saved his life. Now, Sebastian Stan's famous knife flip was not CGI. He actually trained with the knife to get that move down pat.
Just kind of like walking around the house for a while, just sort of flipping this plastic knife. I mean, I was like driving in intersections and just flipping it in the car.
Now, Hydra normally uses the Winter Soldier in secret, under cover of darkness, but in this movie, they call him out twice in broad daylight because, like, this is the mission for them. They have spent 70 years building up to the success of Project Insight. Everything is on the line. Now, remember how I told you that originally the movie was going to open in World War II and show Cap standing up against a machine gun, but the Russos moved that sequence to the climax of Act 2, right here. Now, the big plot hole you see on the internet is that Steve is able to deflect the bullets back at the gun. Technically, he shouldn't be able to do that. After all, in First Avenger, we saw Peggy fire bullets at the shield, and then the vibranium stopped them cold. Because, as we learned, the shield absorbs vibrations. But the shield does not absorb all vibrations, or it would never make a sound.
Vibranium is stronger than steel.
And also, the shield does not necessarily absorb all kinetic energy. Like, if an object is moving fast enough, it could bounce off the shield. For instance, a Gatling gun like this fires bullets at a top range of 3,000 feet per second, way more than the 750 feet per second of Agent Carter's sidearm in First Avenger. So it is possible that the bullets could bounce off the shield instead of falling down flat in front of Cap. And notice in this scene that Bucky has other Hydra agents whose only job is to stand there with a grenade launcher ready to hand it to Bucky, kind of like a squire helping out a knight during a joust. On the audio commentary, the Russos confirmed that originally Natasha was supposed to fake out the Winter Soldier by leaving her boots on the ground behind the car. But then Scarlett Johansson pointed out that Natasha would then be barefoot for the rest of the fight. So they changed the decoy to her phone, which works a lot better. And then she and the Winter Soldier face off for their rematch. Remember, they encountered each other years before, and she tries using her Widow Flip in a chokehold. But Bucky sees the move coming, so she has to settle for throwing a stun disc at his arm to temporarily disable the electronics. Now, the fight between Steve and Bucky in this scene is gritty and grounded, just like the fist fight we see in 3 Days of the Condor. When Bucky punches the shield, the image is taken straight from the comics and also is replicated in the concept art for the movie. And for a moment, Bucky holds the shield just like he did in First Avenger. And notice how here the shield is dark and gray, symbolic of how Hydra has tainted the shield. And when Steve sees his face and calls him by his name, Bucky says, and this line is taken straight from the comics. And then, just like in Captain America Civil War, Steve is arrested.
Oh, bro. That shit was peak, bro.
And when Steve sees his face,
let me say this, because I already know I've been talking shit about this movie. Let's clear this up. This movie is one of the best movies that Marvel ever made, ever. If anything, this bitch is top 3, if not top 5, for sure. But I just call it overrated because it just seems like every time somebody bring up this movie, they either trying to compare it to it or is just completely different, or just want to just be drawn down on some shit like that. Like it's just crazy, and I just don't like the talk behind it. That's it. If it wasn't for all the talk, I would have been on the same bandwagon. But it's just like, nah, y'all niggas act like it's better than Infinity War. Like it's the best movie ever made. Like literally, I kept getting tired of hearing like, oh man, yeah, the new Cap 4 is gonna be just like Cap 2. And when you get into Cap 4, it's nothing like Cap 2. It had hints, little pieces and feelings, but It was nothing like Cap 2. And that's a good thing. You feel me? Like, but nah, it's just making it seem like it's just making it seem like that it's better than what it is. Not saying that it's a bad movie. Like I said, it's top 5 for sure in my book. Top 5 because it's completely different from what they was doing previously. So it just be talked about a little too much. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's not in my top 5, but it's top 10 for sure. It's not in my top 5. It's definitely top 10. But like, yeah, like it just be. It have moments. You feel me? It's a good movie. Like I was real life watching that bitch yesterday. Like, damn man, he going commercial? Fuck. Like, like I was really watching that shit. Like it had me pulled in because it doesn't stop. You feel me? Like it's. I just had to clear it up there. I don't be talking shit about the movie just so I can talk shit about the movie. This movie is fucking peak. This movie's fucking peak. So. I don't know what to say about it because I'm going to really start rambling, but yeah.
Calls him by his name. He holds the shield just like he did in First Avenger. And notice how here the shield is dark and gray, symbolic of how Hydra has tainted the shield. And when Steve sees his face and calls him by his name, Bucky says,
"No, it's Bucky."
And this line is taken straight from the comics. And then, just like in Captain America Civil War, Steve is arrested. But I like that at this moment, Rumlow does not want Cap to have bad press.
Put the gun down. Not here. Not here.
In spite of their different circumstances, he respects Cap as a fellow soldier. Then after Maria Hill rescues them, she takes them to an off-the-books black site, similar to the one that Nick Fury set aside for Hawkeye's farm in Age of Ultron. Now we learned that Fury faked his death by using a drug that slowed his heart rate that was designed by Bruce Banner.
Takes with the toxin B, slows the pulse to 1 beat a minute. Banner developed it for stress.
And remember, at the beginning of The Incredible Hulk, Bruce was learning to control his heart rate to prevent himself from hulking out. And also, Joe Russo cameos once again as the doctor who sedated Nick Fury in the operating room, which then leads to my favorite cameo of the movie. They shot the Winter Soldier brainwash scene in a bank vault in Cleveland, and according to New Rockstars, this is the same bank that Cap jumps out of in the Avengers movie. Now, the bank vault could also be a callback to the opening of the film Marathon Man, which the Russos cited as a key influence on this film. But back to the cameo, one of the doctors is played by Ed Brubaker, the creator of the Winter Soldier in the comics. And the other Hydra scientist is character actor Pat Healy, who you might remember as Jeff from Better Call Saul. Now the visual here of Bucky being brainwashed surrounded by screens is straight out of the comics. But according to the Russo brothers, they were also heavily inspired by Han Solo's torture scene in The Empire Strikes Back. Now both scenes don't really show a lot of torture, they just cut away with the lingering scream in the background in order to spare the children.
Oh, somebody please pick up the children!
And there's also a tie-in here with the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. In Season 2, we learned that Hydra was mind-controlling people with a Faustus machine, which used a screen to brainwash its subjects. And by the way, this also ties back to Dr. Faustus, the villain in Agent Carter Season 1, who was recruited by Arnim Zola in the Season 1 finale.
It's America. It's the land of opportunity.
And we also see Zola's human body in this flashback sequence, showing us how Bucky became the Winter Soldier. Now, this is an abbreviated version of the comic book flashback, which showed his accident, his capture, and him turning on his handlers, just like we see here. And we also see Bucky frozen in the same status pods that we see in Captain America Civil War. Again, this is the opposite of Steve Rogers. Steve entered a pod and then gained new powers and a new life, but every time Bucky enters a pod, he loses a piece of his life. Fury's secret base was actually at a sewage treatment plant. Now, they scouted the location in the wintertime, but by the time they filmed in the summer, the stench was apparently unbearable. And when they find him, Fury explains why he kept his survival a secret.
I wasn't sure who to trust.
Now notice they cut to Natasha, showing how much this sentence hurts her. You know, that Fury didn't know if he could trust her. And there's actually a deleted scene that follows up on this. Fury gives Natasha the disguise that she wears later in the film, and he tells her,
I had to keep the circle small.
And she replies,
I know. That's not.
Which actually shows how she does not feel good about being a spy and keeping secrets. This not only sets up her revealing all of her secrets later in the film, but also why she expands her circle to become a full-time Avenger in Age of Ultron. Steve remembers the aftermath of his mother's funeral, giving us our second callback to skinny Steve Rogers in this film. Now Bucky, helping Steve with his grief, is also called back in Civil War when he tells him,
Your mom's name was Sarah.
And this reminded me a lot of the classic issue Avengers number 277, when the Masters of Evil took over Avengers Mansion and destroyed the only picture that Steve had of his mother. Bucky tells him,
Put the couch cushions on the floor like when we were kids.
which is how we see Bucky sleeping on the floor in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now afterwards, Sam says,
whoever he used to be, the guy he is now, I don't think he's the kind you save. He's the kind you stop.
which is paraphrasing what Sharon said about Bucky in the comics when she told Steve that he couldn't save him. But, you know, in many ways, all of this bad stuff happening is really good for Steve. He is a soldier, and he finally knows who he is, and more importantly, who he has to fight. He rips off his suit from the Smithsonian, getting Stan Lee in big trouble.
I am so fired.
And then we see his World War II suit in its full, colorful glory. Now, the Russos intentionally stripped the color out of this film just so this one moment would pop on screen. Notice the S.H.I.E.L.D.'s colors are no longer muted to reflect that Steve now has mental clarity. And this is also the film's first prominent use of the color red. When you look at this reproduction of the film's color palette from moviepalettes.com, you can see how it began more in the shadows and more dim. But at this point, the movie is brought into the light. And I also like that Steve stopped and took the time to really shine up his shield before going into his last big battle. Black Widow arrives at the Triskelion disguised as Holly, blaming her delay on a delayed flight. And the electronic mask that she uses also appears in later seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. In fact, a malfunctioning mask allowed Ming-Na Wen to play two roles, both as Mayday and a disfigured Hydra assassin. God, and that show was good. It was good. Now back at the Triskelion, we get a cameo from Danny Pudi, one of the stars of the show Community, which, remember, the Russo brothers were directors and executive producers of for the first 3 seasons. Danny Pudi plays a character named Abed, who is obsessed with movies, pop culture, and superheroes.
I am Batman. Or am I? Yes, I am Batman.
But his inclusion in this movie is such a meta gag, because there is an episode where Abed talks about being a background actor on the show Cougar Town.
If I'm a person that watches Cougar Town, how can I be in Cougar Town? My hands and my feet went numb, my knees buckled. As I fell to the floor, I pooped my pants.
And then, Danny Pudi did appear in the background of Cougar Town playing Abed right here, where he runs off to use the bathroom. So Danny Pudi's cameo here plays like he's Abed getting cast in the Winter Soldier.
Must be the dish.
I'll check it out.
And I should also note that in another episode of Community, Jeff and Annie whisper that they don't really like Marvel movies.
But they are so not a big deal.
I know!
It's just all there is.
Which is Dan Harmon's way of poking fun at the Russo brothers' new directing gig. And there's another really important Community Easter egg in this sequence. Cameron Klein, the brave guy who stands up to Hydra, is played by Aaron Himmelstein, who is the rival debater in Season 1 of Community. Klein also returns in Age of Ultron and is name-dropped in the Infinity War post-credits scene. Now, Hydra's ultimate plan to wipe out millions of troublemakers is actually just like their plan in First Avenger when Red Skull wanted to drop nukes on all the major cities in the world. And by the way, shout out to the blog MCU Location Scout who went through every single Hydra target listed. We'll break down those for you right now. First, there's Maria Hill, who, look, is actually undercover in the Triskelion. So technically, Project Insight would have inadvertently destroyed its own headquarters and killed Hydra head Alexander Pierce. I guess everybody would have been better off if Steve Rogers just did nothing. And then we see that President Matthew Ellis is in the Capitol building. I remember Ellis first appeared in Iron Man 3, but he also made a cameo in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and several Marvel digital shorts. There are also 2 random names, Lieutenant Marcus Bledsoe in the Pentagon, and Michael Linton in Elliott Mills Middle School. And then we get the big cameo, Tony Stark in the newly renovated Avengers Tower. And this is also the first time we see the tower as the new Avengers headquarters. Now, when Sharon disobeys orders, Rumlow pulls a knife to take control of the console, which is actually a metaphor for what Hydra is doing. They use subterfuge to...
Bro, see moments like that. Moments like this. Soon you think it's over, it's not over. Like, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. That nigga really dropped his gun, got the fucking knife, slit this bitch forearm, and took her gun. Like, look, caught that bitch as it was falling. Like, that shit, that was gangster. That shit was
take control of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That shit was gangster.
The new Avengers headquarters. Now, when Sharon disobeys orders, Rumlow pulls a knife to take control of the console, which is actually a metaphor for what Hydra is doing. Rogers infiltrating the ship to stop Project Insight was actually foreshadowed by the opening of the movie where Steve breaks into a ship so Natasha can steal Project Insight. Steve gives his big hero speech setting off the civil war within S.H.I.E.L.D.
You know, I'm asking a lot. The price of freedom is high. It always has been. It's a price I'm willing to pay. And if I'm the only one, then so be it. I'm willing to bet I'm not.
Now, the third act of the movie is structured a lot like Return to Jedi, with action occurring in different places with different stakes at the same time. We've got the big battle against the super weapon, a secondary battle, a face-off with the leader of the villains, but it's all focused on a personal fight between two men. And this is where we finally get to see the Falcon in his full gear, which is loaded with tiny design details. His suit is called an Exo 7 prototype because it's a pun on the French name Exocet, which is the name of a type of flying fish that has shiny wings. The Russos and their design team were worried about Sam's look because it would be easy for him to look silly, flapping his wings.
I never loved his costume. I always thought it was sort of too 70s inspired,
On the channel Made in Hollywood, Joe Russo said that they wanted the Falcon to look like a human fighter jet.
It's a deadly bird. He's a weapon in his own right, so he has to operate with the efficiency of a weapon.
Anthony Mackie, the artist, wanted to have a realistic idea of how it felt and looked to freefall, so he had an unusual training regimen.
I did a lot of diving into swimming pools. It's a lot of effects and CGI, but also it's a lot of me and my stunt guy, Aaron Tony, just flying around on cables.
So they went through several different concepts, some with more camo, some with armor where he wears a shield on his face. Now that would actually be more practical for him flying at high speeds, but then we wouldn't get to see Anthony Mackie actually emote. And for the wings, they didn't want him to just glide. The goal was to make him more maneuverable than Iron Man. So at one point, they considered a version that would have been made from recovered Chitauri tech, but then they worked with other versions that were so thin they actually looked like canvas. Now, even though the wings are completely digital, they did create small wings to use as a digital reference to show how they would reflect in sunlight. The design they decided on was more of a canvas Kevlar mesh that would be easy to retract but still look cool. But the real challenge was how was Sam going to fire his pistols? Like, Sam's arms are inside of his wings. So at one point they designed a version where his guns were planted at the edge of his wings. But what they ended up settling on was giving Sam attachment points where he can slide retractable guns onto his wrists.
Yeah, that was dope. See, I can't shit on this movie. I would never shit on this movie. I just say that it's overrated. That's it. Great movie. Can a great movie be overrated without being disrespectful? That's all I'm saying. It's a great movie. It's just overrated.
Because you can make 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas for only $6.99 each. And that adds up to a whole lot more. Pick 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas for just $6.99 each, only at Domino's.
At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. By honoring your sacred vocation of business, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. GCU's MBA degree program is 100% online and can help you achieve your unique personal and professional goals to use business as a force for good. Find your purpose at GCU.
Meet Hello Kitty and friends. Step inside a super cute Squish Along world. So many you can collect. So neat. So fun to Squish Along. Who belongs wherever you go. You can create your own Bobo adventure. Your favorite character is now in the palm of your hand. Sure.
And notice that when this happens, his wings go rigid and his guns pop out so he can glide while shooting. And then the guns are activated when he moves his arms forward. It not only looks cool, but it has the quick draw aesthetic of a gunslinger. Meanwhile, Natasha makes her move, revealing her fake face. And there's a cool detail here when she's deactivating the mask. For a moment, they de-aged the actress playing Holly before meshing her face with Scarlett Johansson's, and then finally revealing that it's been Natasha all along. But also notice that the mask changes the skin on her arm. Somehow. In fact, the way she strips off the mask is the opposite of First Avenger when the Red Skull reveals his true face. In one movie, the head of Hydra is revealing his face to the hero.
I didn't think about that.
One, the hero is revealing her true face to the head of Hydra.
I didn't think about that.
Well,
Wow.
And here's another parallel to the first Avenger. Steve rescued Bucky on a catwalk in a Hydra base. And in this movie, he fights Bucky on another catwalk in a different Hydra base. The code at the bottom of the carrier is actually a surveillance hub equipped with hundreds of cameras. And the architecture on this underbelly is very similar to the Valkyrie, the Hydra ship from first Avenger. This is appropriate since Hydra was hiding its true self beneath S.H.I.E.L.D. for decades. Now, when Bucky and Steve are grappling, notice how the metal in his arm tenses and flexes, almost like a robotic version of real muscles.
And we want to pop you up.
And, in keeping with how everything in this movie has a dark shadow, the Winter Soldier has a grappling hook, just like Natasha. He uses it to bring Sam down. And honestly, I'm glad Sam lost this fight, because it is his first mission. Of course he should lose.
He's out of line, but he's right.
But then, he also did lose to Ant-Man later on.
It's really important to me that Cap never finds out about this.
But instead of being the world's greatest assassin, he has to face off against Rumlow. When Rumlow removes his jacket, the straps on his chest look like the Crossbones logo from the comics, showing his gradual transformation into this comic book villain. And when Sam and Rumlow punch each other, they cut away. And the Russo brothers said that this was a direct inspiration from the ending of Rocky II, where we don't get to see who won Apollo and Rocky's rematch. Meanwhile, in Pierce's throne room at the top of the Triskelion, Fury arrives, his trench coat flowing, replicating his entrance from the Avengers.
That looks good. I mean, really good.
Pierce tries to justify his decision and even foreshadows some future MCU stories.
Just a matter of time before a great bomb goes off in Moscow or EMP fries Chicago.
He also says that Fury's actions in Bogota are what inspired him to join Hydra. So in a way, Fury's unilateral action is the original sin of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is when Fury reveals that he still has both eyes, which, we already knew after watching Captain Marvel. And you gotta respect this, though, that for decades, Fury kept his eye a secret from everyone in his life. Once Natasha gets access, she dumps all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s secrets. And there's a deleted scene where Pierce actually spells out some of her past sins.
If you do this, none of your past is going to remain hidden. Not Budapest, not Osaka, not the children's war.
Jeez, that's heavy. Yeah, I know. They probably cut that scene because Natasha is a character who we put on cereal boxes, and you don't want an Avenger to be a known child murderer. Again, Natasha revealing S.H.I.E.L.D. secrets to the public is like the end of 3 Days to the Condor when Redford goes to the New York Times with the CIA cover-up story. But Pierce waits till after Hydra's secrets are dumped to activate the name tags and kill the council. Why did he really? Maybe he secretly wanted people to know that Hydra was in control because he was tired of living in the shadows. I mean, this may have been Hydra's plan all along. When they assumed control, they were going to tell everybody they were Hydra. But then, Natasha uses her Widow Stunner to disable the name tag and get the drop on Pierce. And then we go from the fight with the Emperor to the final matchup between Bucky and Steve. So he chokes Bucky out. And remember, in Avengers Endgame, when he's fighting himself, he remembers this moment, which is why he gets the idea to say, Bucky is alive. And then he breaks. But then Natasha uses her Widow Stunner to disable the name tag and get the drop on Pierce. And then we go from the fight with the Emperor to the final matchup between Bucky and Steve. So he chokes Bucky out. And remember, in Avengers Endgame, when he's fighting himself, he remembers this moment, which is why he gets the idea to say, Bucky is alive. And then he breaks Bucky's human arm, meaning that all he has left are his machine parts, like Obi-Wan said.
He's more machine than man. Twisted and evil.
Also notice how, in this final battle, their seeds fully contrast each other. Steve is wearing bright primary colors, while Bucky is all black and silver with a tiny hint of red on his arm. While on Steve's shoulder, we see a star instead of the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo, symbolizing his full transformation away from Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, in Age of Ultron and Civil War, this is replaced with an Avengers patch, which is then stripped away in his Nomad suit for Infinity War. You see, because Steve is a soldier, a lot of his identity is tied directly to his uniform. So Steve uses the helicarrier climbing skills he learned in the Avengers to insert the disc just in time, taking off a few bullet holes in his flesh. Back at the control center, the order comes down. Just like in A New Hope.
Whoa!
The inside carriers then target themselves. And think about the symbolism here. A Hydra is a monster with many heads that constantly regrow. So, how do you kill a Hydra? Have the heads devour themselves. But there are also little details in this fight, like how the Hydra guns are tri-barreled, and they all fire slightly offset from each other. See, every step of the way, the Russo brothers asked themselves, well, how would this work if we had to build it in real life? For instance, the bottom helicarrier receives the most damage of the three. In a deleted scene from Spider-Man Homecoming, we actually do get to see the aftermath of this battle.
Just still cleaning up from when Captain America took down those skycrab carriers for no reason.
Now, at some point, Black Widow got back on the helicopter with Fury and then changed into her SHIELD jumpsuit. Because, like, I seriously doubt if she was wearing that suit underneath the suit she was wearing before. Now, this is one of my favorite action beats in the movie because Sam does not have his wings. He's just a normal guy who is right to be afraid that he'll miss this jump. After Steve accomplishes his mission, he could make a clean getaway, but he decides to stay when he hears Bucky scream. Remember, he already listened to Bucky scream and fall once. And that moment has haunted him for decades, so he decides to stay. I'm not leaving. Once again, just like in First Avenger, Steve is in a Hydra ship that's going down, but this time his friend is here to save him. That's what friends are for. He drops the shield, foreshadowing the ending of Civil War, and his kindness finally penetrates Bucky's programming. And by the way, the scene where he tells him to shoot is also lifted from the comics. So the shot of Steve falling into the Potomac is the only slow-motion shot in the movie, because this is a moment of surrender for Steve. He knows that he has accomplished his mission. He brought down Hydra, and he's stuck by his friend.
Friendship, power, perseverance. Yeah.
When he wakes up in the hospital, we get a fun call back to the opening. As then we go into a montage of the aftermath. Maria Hill goes to work for Tony Stark, but as a spy for Nick Fury. Fury sets fire to all of his spy stuff, but as we see in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he still mops up Hydra afterwards.
I'll be everywhere.
Now, we also have a theory that this is when Fury goes into space and lets Talos take over his identity, and that the Fury we see in Age of Ultron is actually a Skrull.
Here we all are back.
Hill goes to work for Tony Stark, but as a spy for Nick Fury. Fury sets fire up in the hospital, we get a fun call back to the opening. As then we go into a montage of the aftermath. Maria Hill goes to work for Tony Stark, but as a spy for Nick Fury. Fury sets fire to all of his spy stuff, but as we see in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he still mops up Hydra afterwards.
I'll be everywhere.
Now, we also have a theory that this is when Fury goes into space and lets Talos take over his identity, and that the Fury we see in Age of Ultron is actually a Skrull.
Here we all are back on Earth. Nothing but our wit and our will to save the world.
And Natasha testifying in front of Congress is embracing the new might makes right philosophy that Tony Stark displayed to Congress in Iron Man 2.
I have successfully privatized world peace.
Here, she's basically telling the government that superheroes are in control and try to stop them.
You're not going to put me in prison. You're not going to put any of us in prison.
And this perfectly sets up Age of Ultron, where the hubris of the Avengers leads to the destruction of an entire country, and also to their eventual breakup in Captain America Civil War. Fury's false grave features a fictional biblical passage taken from Samuel L. Jackson's famous speech in Pulp Fiction.
Why?
The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish.
Tony on the ground.
And this is just one of Fury's false
wrong
graves.
with
We actually saw another one in Secret Invasion, hiding the secret sauce of the Avengers' DNA.
What's the secret sauce?
That's what I was dressing.
The scene of Steve at a grave is also lifted from the Winter Soldier comics, where he finds that the graves of his war buddies have been desecrated. Now, the minimalist end credits were made by main title director Aaron Sorofsky, and they were created to combine the pop art sensibility of comic book creator Jim Steranko, who had a legendary run on Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., combined with the style of Saul Bass, who designed sequences for classics like North by Northwest, Psycho, Cape Fear, and Man with a Golden Arm. For these credits, designer Aaron Sorofsky chose a minimalist design of red, white, and black. Now, of course, these are the colors of the Winter Soldier, but they also express the film's theme of contrasting opposites, and how Steve is trying to break away from the morally gray world to see the world in terms of good and evil. So let's break down these end credits, because frankly, they are a beautiful piece of art that perfectly summarizes the movie. We start with Steve in silhouette, setting up this color scheme. black, white, and red. And these stripes also mimic the stripes of the American flag, the stripes on Steve's uniform, and the institutions of government, such as the Lincoln Memorial that opens up the movie. Then we see the split of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra, with Steve's opposite being a Hydra soldier. Then this flips to reveal a helicarrier. And notice, we can't tell if this view is from above or below the carrier. Like, we can't tell if it's being controlled by Hydra or S.H.I.E.L.D. More stripes become the chemtrails of Quinjets, which turn into what we think are gears, the machinery of government, but then it turns out to secretly be the tentacles of Hydra. And then the white is overtaken by red, the color of Hydra and the Red Skull. And then we see Steve in this tunnel that is very influenced by the art of Jim Steranko. Notice how he's off balance, like he can't find his footing, and the only thing that's white in this frame is his shield, representing the purity of his ideals. And then that shield breaks through the pillars of Hydra, finally cracking the screen itself. But the Winter Soldier is also casting the shadow of an American flag, showing there's still just a little bit of Bucky Barnes left inside of him. But then the image shifts to red to show how Hydra has overtaken his mind and his subconscious. When the Falcon flies, he creates chemtrails that look like the stripes of the American flag, like the stripes of Eagle Steve in this opening. And Frank Grillo's title shows multiple cells with his chest straps, kind of similar to the Hydra soldiers in the first Avenger. Peggy appears on Steve's compass, Zola is on his reel-to-reels, but my favorite animation is reserved for Robert Redford. He is overseeing a crooked American flag, and as the stripes enter the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo, they turn red and jagged.
Do you not own headphones?
I do. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Get your shit together.
I'm sorry.
Aaron Von Strucker is a Nick Fury and Captain America adversary in the comics, first appearing in Nick Fury and his Howling Commandos issue 5. He was later updated to be the head of Hydra in the pages of Nick Fury.
Kayla. What? I don't know if you're just not answering me or if I'm deaf.
I think you're just deaf because I am answering you. I said Fruity Pebbles.
No, yeah, it was like weird. What the fuck's going on? How do you like wood so far, Silo? I haven't talked to you for a long time. Maybe don't talk. No. At least I think so. He should be an adult now. What's up? Please don't ask me to go anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere. Where do you gotta go? Can it wait till 1? Because I have to pick up groceries at 1. You have legs. So, you're not gonna melt. What the fuck? What is that? Grapple blade. Screw down, bitch. Hey, nice banana. Carl.
Yeah. Alright, coming up.
Oh! Oh! We'll have to make you a crown. Oh, bitch. Oh no, I got slooged. There's people here. Oh! Nice. Get shit on! Ooh! I think these are bots, but I don't give a fuck. I don't see it. Oh, I ran it up. Oh, there we go. Hell yeah. Nice. TV. Oh, you must have went back to lobby. I didn't this time.
No, I didn't go back to lobby. I just, like, I was finishing my cereal. I'm good now. We're all good.
Oh. Good, you ready to get sweaty?
Yeah, I can do that now. I just had to finish my cereal.
Did I tell you what we finished with for crowns?
Last night?
No, fucking the end of season. Last season.
You told me, but refresh my memory.
I'm pretty. I want to say I was in the 270s. Batch finish was 600.
Oh yeah, you told me that fucker had 600.
Fucking casual player, my fucking ass.
That's what happens when you literally live on Fortnite, right?
What's crazy is he works.
Okay,
like,
wait.
How? He works Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and every other Sunday.
That's whenever he takes days off, because I know last night he was mentioning...
Yes, that is true. He does be taking days off. I don't know what is happening with us. I don't think I want it.
It's movement.
Is it? Why do we not have our crowns?
I have mine. We'll have ours. What are you talking about?
Maybe it's just my game. It doesn't show them. Our people, our little icons.
But thank you.
Somebody just rebooted this way. What is that shit? I'm gonna carry 2 of them. Mason, do you want a glue gun?
I swear I know how to shoot, guys. Don't worry. Nice.
Where did that little bitch just go? Yeah, there he is. Oh, I don't know about them.
Wait, since when was this a castle over here? Has this always been a castle?
No, that actually just changed, I should say. Ah! You're fucking running on me. Woo! I need help!
I'm reloading, I'm coming.
Oh, he's gonna kill me. I got 2 of his teammates, but he's keep rezzing. She said bye.
Room's down. It's 2 against 3. Two v 2. Yes!
Shit.
Good shit, guys.
That was fucking nice.
Anybody able to recover their crowns?
No. I was almost dead. He was that.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching you.
I don't even know what the fuck just happened right there.
Skills, that's what happened.
Mad skills, yo. Doing drugs, obviously. So, like, you can't ever smoke weed again, or are you just gonna, like, what are you gonna
I
do?
can't smoke weed again, I just have to wait until I get out of court. 20th, and then straight up going to the dispo and splurging.
Good. Just don't get pulled over. You know what? Make your mom go with you, and if you get pulled over, she can take the blame. Oh, I'm gonna go down again, you fucking fuckers.
Blame it on her. She would murder my ass if I did.
Yeah, because she doesn't have a record, so it wouldn't be a second.
I think she does.
Oh, like a marijuana record?
She definitely does.
Oh. Well, then make your dad go. Did your sister get caught too, right? Yeah. Those are real people up there. Oh, they're gonna come for you.
See him, I see him pushing. You're gonna be too late. Yes. skills like me to pay the bills.
That hose. I'm going right in this rift to the motel. There's no weapon here.
It's probably still. Why can't I use this? What the fuck? It's just.
Okay, Rando is down. God damn. I don't know what the fuck
I have 4
just
bullets.
got.
That's so nice.
Oh! I'm gonna hit this rift. There's still 16 fucking people. Kayla, come get some ammo.
I see you trying to sneak up on TV. Get the fuck back. Got you.
They're down here. Fuck, I might end up going down. They're hurt.
Just 2 of them around a lady.
Yeah, I'm injured though. They're hurt. Should both be hurt. Oh god, and here goes our rando fighting a fucking bot. Oh, he's got the bat. Okay.
I could get you cocoa, but that photo sent you home. I pulled up in Soho in a Robo Cybertron. I don't care what they on, no, from 2 fingers and thumb. Shorty swing my way, shorty swing my way, shorty swing my way, I got. Look around, stay low, make sure they don't see you.
I swear.
What?
She got in trouble. Now she's over here trying to love all over me, like.
Who?
Ruth.
I don't love her.
She did a naughty thing today. Not gonna love her. I might have almost killed myself. I don't want to talk about it. fuck out of here. Hit my teammates, bitch. Bye, bitch. Let's have fun.
Oh, here comes his friend.
Let him try me.
Boy.
I'm having fun with the bat right now.
We gotta find some heals. Yep, just like that. Where is he? Bitch! I sent him that clip yesterday, and the only thing he said was, "You've been working on that clip for too long."
Really? See, that's what pisses me off about the dude. Ounce of, you know, that looks really good, or anything like that.
That's what I'm saying.
No compliment.
Not a single positive thing ever. I'm over it. I might re-change the ending again. Or maybe zoom it into just mine. What was that?
I don't know, I don't ever pay attention to that shit anymore.
It was a freaking Night Rose one.
Giving out these fucking trophies.
I just lost
like,
my
it's
bubbles.
fixed. It better be fucking fixed.
Wait, what'd you say?
The trophies.
Oh, the fish ones?
Yes. Shooting your goddamn gun at me like that. The fuck?
There you go. Come on. Oh, here. It has a present for you. Yeah. A gift from a with them. See if they got a crown in yet. You got any crowns? Oh geez, you have more than 19. Way fast. Let me see. How many? You gotta flex them at the end of the game.
Are you telling
They did. Yeah, the rando, because they didn't let them finish, but it was going up fast as shit, so it was way cool. You know, nice. Oh, nobody got that chest to go.
All my ammo.
I don't know how to use these stupid grabbers. Oh, there we go.
Stay out there.
I mean,
Die
you're
out there.
okay. It's not like if there's only 4.
Alright, he's a monkey.
Ooh!
He's one hit.
I'm gonna go down. Stop, monkeys. Spoke too soon, I should have knocked on wood. Knock, 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 knock. You guys got this shit. Oh, that was bad. There's like monsters on that. Nice try. I'm gonna have to investigate that because what? I stayed with team. No, I think you have to go back and stay with team unless you're... Oh, we might lose her.
Start yawning, stop that.
Sorry, Rando. It's raining today.
It's pouring this morning. Started throwing a temper tantrum because I didn't want to go outside to get a straight.
dead? That was just like a blip in the continuum. You know, I'm just lagging a little bit.
Same bitch gonna kill me again. No, she ain't. I got her ass.
Oh, our teammates. Damn. There is a person over here. Oh my god, she's almost dead. No way.
Damn, you were coming for him, huh? Asshole. We got a whole squad on us.
Where am I gonna run to? I'm so tempted to like... She got them back? Are you fucking kidding me?
One more.
Where's the real
Is everything reloaded?
No. I'm hitting the wrong one.
Reload things while you can.
I don't think that's a real person. Hold on. Jesus Christ.
Lady.
I think that last one was a bot, but I thought they were real. Or they were on mobile.
Either way, it's a win. It's a good job.
Touché. Thank I'm gonna play one or two more, I think. I'm gonna post some videos today. What's up, Eminem? Slim Shady. Why would you do that? Why would you fucking push me, knowing that you don't have the fucking health or the weapons, dumbass? And that was a real person, because they fucking ran at me when I started shooting. That guy.
But like with a little luck.
Hair dial you need. Shit. Oh, I just got a boost fire. There's an assault rifle here. In here.
I did not do that. Oh, real person on me. He's low.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Right here. Hell yeah. Good shit. His teammates are over here. Behind you, so keep running. They healed him. Gotta get out of here.
He just launched his body into the storm. I know there's for sure one person. He's gonna go to the reboot van. Oh!
There's a crown over here for you.
Thank you, whoever just saved my ass.
I did.
Get him, random. Person here.
Good job, everyone.
Gotta work. Oh, okay. Oh, Rando's not over here.
Shame. Guys, better know the consequences.
Yes, ma'am. Huh?
I said if he dies, he better know the consequences.
He's coming.
Shoddy.
There's a lot of fucking ammo. Oh my god. This fucking pistol is nasty.
That was fun.
Oh! That's your guy. Ooh!
Nope, bye bitch. You're welcome. I'm coming. Why am I not running? What the fuck? What is that?
He's down. Kayla's at the reboot van.
There's crowns, go get him.
Bad. Somebody's dropping in. It's gotta be a bot.
Definitely not a bot.
No?
Get your ass back there. Fuck. He almost killed me. Deadass almost killed me because I hit the wrong fucking gun.
It's okay. Shot him with that pistol.
Do it left, do it right, do it left, do it right, do it left, do it right, do it left, do it left, do it right.
I'll give huggies. What is this? Shotgun? Oh fuck! Oh, I almost fucked up.
Are we lagging or am I on phone?
I mean, you might be on drugs still, but I think we are lagging.
Landed late.
I'll fuck around with this shotgun. That was a good one. Bitch! Wanna play the bats? Let's fucking play. And forever.
Oh fuck, there's a whole team. Oh, they're fake. They're fake.
You literally, oh, our teammates. You know what, I'm gonna let him do with you. Bye, bitch!
Oh, Gugon.
That was fun.
Were you taking that spire?
No, you're good, you're good. I did fuck up a little bit, I guess.
There's a guy here.
Bean.
What?
You get him, lady?
No. He's down here. There's like a whole bunch of bots chasing him.
Job.
Oh, that was his first crown. Oh, second crown.
Nice.
Spooderman.
How many crowns do you have now?
22.
I got 10.
Hell yeah. Power Ranger here, and he's gonna be a sweaty piece of shit. I'm running. Oh my god, there's another one there. There's a Power Rangers team here that I'm pretty sure is real.
Yeah, they're very much sweaty as fuck.
Oh! I almost got her. She had 23 health. Damn. I see motherfuckers too. I should have got a better weapon.
Okay. Got a real team here. I heard crowns. My fucking internet keeps kicking in and out. Is it because the storm's crapping out on you?
No, I think my internet just goes in and out sometimes. I don't know what the fuck the deal is. Stupid. Fuck. Yeah, I had no health. There's a person right here. Oh, perfect. Kill us so that they can reboot. I hate them grapples.
but y'all keep doing your thing.
There's gonna be a real team coming up behind you. Thank you.
No, bitch. The fuck? Fuck you.
How did she not kill me right there?
Because we were both shooting at her.